Daniel Radcliffe said he wasn't against returning to future Harry Potter movies, and with the success of the new play titled Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, the ninth movie in the franchise could happen sooner than you might think. The Wizarding World franchise ended with Harry, Hermione, and Ron sending their children off to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Since the lore of the show is so rich, we, the fans, wanted to see more of the characters. The last Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, was released in 2011. For 11 years since then, we have yet to see our characters. We know that the franchise was successful, so we knew it would only be a matter of time before J.K. Rowling and Warner Brothers would release a new movie. After all, it's rare to see a production house leave a profitable film franchise like this one go to waste. For 5 years, there were talks between J.K. Rowling and Warner to make a new movie in the franchise. The fans were eager for the franchise to continue, so in 2013, they announced that Rowling will be the screenwriter for a show about fantastic beasts. The book was mentioned several times in the 2001 Harry Potter movie. They said it's just a logbook of all the magical beasts out in the world, but the story inside didn't have a narrative, nor did it mention the author, Newt Scamander. Rowling in the beginning wrote a textbook about the magical beasts, which was sold to raise money for the British charity organization called Comic Relief.
Anything edible in there?
No.
Livestock?
Since 2013, they needed 3 years to assemble a crew, find the right cast, and finally begin filming the movie in 2015. Filming ended in January 2016, and the movie spent less than a year in post-production before it hit theaters in November 2016. How did it do? Well, from a $200 million budget, it managed to smash that like button just like you should do if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, it managed to turn $814 million at the box office, which clocked in a profit of $814 million for the franchise, which wasn't too far off from the financial success of the first Harry Potter movie. This prompted a sequel in 2018 titled Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. The success of the second movie started the production of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, which, compared with the other movies, turned out to be a big flop, so Warner Brothers didn't show any desire to continue the franchise in the future. Now the fans were at a dead end. The movies featuring the events that happened before Harry Potter has seemingly come to an end. So where do we go from here? Well, luckily there has been a Harry Potter play released at the same time as the first Fantastic Beasts movie, so maybe they could decide to adapt the play for a ninth film in the franchise. After all, Forbes said that this was, and we quote, one of the most defining pop culture events of the decade. The play was released in 2016, and since then, it has been played in theaters in London, Melbourne, Toronto, New York, Hamburg, and Tokyo. It's one of the most awarded plays in history, and it's such a big success that they are showing it 8 times per week on Broadway. The story was written by J.K. Rowling, Jack Thorne, and John Tiffany. This means the original author is not the only writer of the play, and with such success, Warner Brothers could finally decide to continue the Harry Potter franchise now that Fantastic Beasts seems like it's going nowhere. The story of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child takes place 19 years after the events in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. We'll meet Harry, Hermione, and Ron, but this time they're not as young. The new generation of wizards, aka the children of the 3 heroes from Harry Potter, are sent off to Hogwarts. We see middle-aged Harry Potter married to Ginny Weasley. He's the head of magical law enforcement at the Ministry of Magic. The Potters have 3 children, James, Albus, and Lily. While he's trying to battle his inner demons from the past and fight the forces of dark magic, he has another major task before him, that of being a father. He finds the challenges of being a dad overwhelming sometimes, but that's because Albus Severus Potter, his middle son, is now going to Hogwarts. Albus, unlike the rest of the Potters, doesn't go to Gryffindor, he goes to Slytherin, along with the son of Draco Malfoy, Scorpius. Albus shows the same determination, wit, and courage as his father displayed in his youth. Albus doesn't want to live in his father's shadow and seeks independence while trying to become his own man. And he has to do all of this while trying to get closer to his father. To help their relationship, there's Jenny. She's now married to Harry and the sports editor of his newspaper called Smash That Subscribe Button, just like you should do if you haven't done so already. But no, seriously now, the newspaper is called the Daily Prophet. As Harry struggles to keep his relationship with his son, Ginny helps the two grow closer. Unlike his son, Ginny knows why Harry has trouble sleeping and can see right through him when he's trying to hide something from her. On the other side, we have Ron and Hermione. The couple has 2 children together, and Ron runs a joke shop called Weasley's Wizard Wheezes alongside his brother, while staying faithful and reliable to Hermione as a husband. He's still close to Harry and ready to help him defend the world of wizardry. While Ron is running his joke shop, Hermione is the Minister of Magic, the leader of the wizarding world. We know that she's not afraid to tackle the problems past ministers ignored, and she does this while still taking care of her family and friends. Speaking of which, the couple has a son and a daughter. Hugo, their son, stays at home while Rose goes off to Hogwarts along with her cousin Albus. Rose is just as ambitious, intelligent, and hardworking as her mother, but also has some of Ron's best attributes as well. And even though she and Albus drift apart during play, it's clear that Rose will stay good friends with both Harry and Scorpius. Speaking of which, Scorpius is nothing like his father. Draco had trouble telling good and evil apart, but Scorpius isn't afraid to speak his mind when he sees injustice. He's clever, well-read, and enthusiastic. Couple that with his devotedness to his friends and you realize why he and Harry become best friends. Since the play has been out for a long time, we know exactly what it will be about.
Albus is missing.
I need to find my son. We need to.
And sometimes darkness comes.
If Warner Brothers and J.K. Rowling decide to base the movie on the play, we can tell you what the movie will be about. As soon as the boys arrive at Hogwarts, the other kids start to bully them, Albus for not being as good as his father and Scorpius for supposedly being the son of Voldemort. The two become really good friends. Meanwhile, Albus and Harry fight and say hurtful things to each other. Albus and Scorpius team up with Delphi, the niece of Amos Diggory, and they use a machine called the Time Turner to travel in the past and change the course of history.
Where the magic is real.
Flipendo! Finite!
Thinking that they're helping Delphi save the Diggorys, it's revealed that they're instead trying to revive Lord Voldemort, as Delphi's revealed to be his long-lost daughter. Luckily, Draco Malfoy has another Time Turner, and they use it to travel back in time, save the boys from Delphi, sentence her to Azkaban, and return history to normal. When they return, Scorpius asks Rose out on a date, but there was a change. We don't know if it's because of Rowling's controversial statements and tweets in the past, but in the new version, the ending has changed. Instead of Scorpius asking Rose out, he asks Albus out. The two will become homosexual partners, and Albus will come out to Harry, and Harry will respond warmly to the news. Whether they base a new movie on the play is not as important as realizing that if they did, the movie will not be released until after 2025, since there aren't currently any talks at Warner Brothers about a new movie. Check out these videos next.